Hello everyone, my name is Renee Burns and I am here to present to you of religion and public schools. Alright, so the purpose of this meeting tonight is to share with you a quick review of our history and the current laws involving religion and public schools. I plan to present information without referring to my own personal beliefs or bias, and I hope to remain as neutral as possible throughout my presentation. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to meet with you, and let's get started. So within our First Amendment rights, we have the freedom of speech, and this allows us the liberties of religious and secular speech. We also have the Establishment Clause, and this is going to limit the government endorsement of religion, most commonly known as separation of church and state. What the Establishment Clause is going to do is the public school employees retain their rights to free exercise of religion, and they cannot endorse or require religious practice. Also, in public schools, we have the Equal Access Act, and this was adopted by Congress in 1984, and this prevents the discrimination against student extracurricular activities, including religion. Now, we also have the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, that's also known as ESEA, and this deals a lot with the funding that public schools or Title I schools are going to receive. To receive ESEA funds, the local education agencies must certify in writing to its state education agency that it has no policy that prevents or denies participation in constitutionally protected prayer in public schools. So what does all that mean? Well, when we have non-instructional time, teachers have the freedom to pray or read the Bible to the same extent that they may engage in other conversation or non-religious activities. So if I have no students in my room and it is my plan time or lunch before or after school, I have the freedom then to pray or read the Bible or devotionals, but as long as I have non-contact time with my students. Students may read their Bibles, Torahs, Qurans, or other scripture. They may say grace before meals and pray or study religious materials with fellow students during recess, the lunch hour, or other non-instructional time to the same extent that they may engage in non-religious activities. Organized prayer is when students are allowed to meet and pray on school grounds as long as they do so privately and they're not trying to force others to do the same. Students may organize prayer groups, religious clubs, and see you at the pole gatherings before school to the same extent that students are permitted to organize other non-curricular student activity groups. All right, now how does this impact our curriculum? Public schools may not provide religious instruction, but they may teach about religion. For example, philosophical questions concerning religion, the history of religion, comparative religion, the Bible or other religious teachings as literature, and the role of religion in the history of the United States and other countries. These are all permissible public school subjects. Similarly, it is permissible to consider religious influence on philosophy, art, music, literature, and social studies. Although public schools may teach about religious holidays, including their religious aspects, and may celebrate the secular aspects of holidays, schools may not observe holidays as religious events or promote such observance by students. Moments of silence. If a school has a moment of silence or other quiet periods during the school day, students are free to pray silently or not to pray during these periods of time. Teachers and other school employees may neither require, encourage, nor discourage students from praying during such time periods. Other considerations. The courts have said that no student should be forced to sing or play music that offends their religious sensibilities. Therefore, school must allow students the option not to participate. The work of a student who submits a poem in the form of a prayer, for example, a psalm, should be judged on the basis of academic standards, such as literary quality, and neither penalized nor rewarded on account of its religious perspective. So anything that the student wants to add that is religious to their work or presentations to other students cannot be docked or penalized if it has a religious basis to it. We're strictly grading it on the content, or on the academic standard. Now, currently, President Trump defends students who feel that they cannot pray in their schools and warned school administrators that they risk losing their federal funds if they violate their students' rights to religious expression. The Department of Education is planning to send a letter to education secretaries and officials in all 50 states reminding them that students and teachers cannot be discriminated against for practicing their First Amendment religious rights. Trump said that the government must never stand between the people and God, and said public schools too often stop students from praying and sharing their faith. Now, Trump did not propose changes to the existing laws or regulations, but the White House says that it wants to empower students and teachers to exercise their rights. So even with his comments, it's important to know that there have not been any changes to the existing laws or regulations. All right, now I have included the references for this presentation. I urge you to take a look at those. There's lots of information within each one. I also encourage you to reach out to your district attorney or our board attorney. That could also give you some legal advice if you want more information in regards to religion in public schools. I thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.